Hey guys, welcome to Only Stupid Answers. Let's talk about Captain Marvel and her intro into Avengers 4, because we got theories.
Sam has theories.
Theories.
Roxy has earries.
Oh, earrings.
No, I just said earries.
Oh.
Like big ears.
Never mind. There was a big announcement this week from Entertainment Weekly. I believe we have a cover. Also, Dutch, could we see?
Did you see the tweet that she tweeted prior to this?
The little tease?
Yeah.
The little break the internet stuff?
Yeah, that was so fun.
It was cute.
When
I
she was like,
appreciate
hey, EW, I'm feeling bored. Want to break the internet tomorrow? And I was like,
I thought it was going to be a trailer, and it was not. But I'm still happy with this costume because it looks amazing. But not just the costume. We got a synopsis for the movie. We got fun little facts. So let me go ahead and...
Wow,
that didn't make any sense.
Hold
on. Wait, here it goes.
What you just did was, what are you trying to do?
What do you think? Trying to make the sounds.
What sounds? What,
The knuckles breaking.
what are you doing?
The synopsis reads as follows.
Oh, you want to...
Ew.
There it is.
Should I keep going?
Directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, Captain Marvel sidesteps the traditional origin story template, and when it begins, Carol's already has her powers. She's left her earthly life behind to join an elite Kree military team called Starforce, led by Jude Law's enigmatic commander. That's a good name.
But before long, Carol finds herself back on Earth with new questions about her past.
Huh.
And she's got a formidable enemy in the form of the Skrulls. The notorious Marvel baddies, made all the more dangerous by their shape-shifting abilities. Ben Mendelsohn, knew I'd butcher something, plays their leader Talos, who spearheads a Skrull invasion of Earth.
Nice. And speaking of Earth, Captain Marvel takes
Ooh, you're
place.
just so much more energetic and fast.
Thank
You
you.
should do it more often.
Like the
Keep
what?
going. No, just you.
What I just did?
Instead of me.
Oh, okay. Well, it was fun to switch
The
off.
reading's hard when you have to squint so hard.
You need glasses. You don't need to squint that
Stop.
hard. My
Stop
eyes
the
are
truth.
here. Watch. Check it out. My eyes are wide open. Captain Marvel takes place in the mid '90s, long before Steve Rogers is defrosted or Tony Stark built his first suit. That allows the film to introduce younger versions of familiar Marvel faces, like like Jackson's Nick Fury, who's still a two-eyed shield desk jockey. What a weird way to describe
So strange.
someone.
A lot of the phrasing on this is bizarre.
We are all two-eyed individuals in this room
I'm still
for
a
the most part.
two-eyed shield desk jockey.
You're gonna need glasses. I'm gonna tell you that much. As well as let Carol carve out her own unique space in the MCU. And they go on to actually have some interview. Like they were able to interview Brie Larson, where she says she can't help but be herself. Larson tells
Sound like
Entertainment
Brie.
Weekly. Yeah.
No, you.
Huh? I am.
Oh, that's your Brie voice?
This is it. Yeah, she can be aggressive and she can have a temper and she can be a little invasive and in your face. See, this sounds just like Brie Larson.
Uh-huh.
She's
what I was thinking.
quick to jump to things, which makes her amazing in battle because she's the first one out there and doesn't always wait for orders. But the not waiting for orders is, to some, a character flaw. Now, that's awesome. So we also have some more details where we got actually the coolest part of all the pics that we got. So first
which
up...
are dope. Wait, I just want to tell the people
Oh,
something.
Go for it.
Because it's important, and I just think they should know this because they don't have the pleasure of being in here prior to us starting the show. So right before we went up, Sam said to me, it's fine because I have all of the text here, so that way we can use it to cheat.
Yes.
And I just want you guys to know that those were words that came out of his mouth.
And
Hashtag Sam cheats.
Yes, but here's also something important. Sam hasn't read a single word on that screen except for Roxy has, and Roxy cheats. Let's take a look at that first photo, huh? That's pretty cool.
check it out, Sam.
Let's check out Jude Law. Look at that dapper man in those contacts that aren't lining up in his eyeballs, I'll tell you what. But
I still don't understand him as a person. Like, conceptually, I don't get
he's an
Jude Law.
actor, I think early
No,
50s.
I like him. I think that he could play a grandfather. He could play a college kid. He could play he's just so he's never looked different. He just looks like Jude Law.
Yeah.
The whole time.
And even here, when he's playing an alien, shockingly, they made him still look a lot like Jude Law. That was probably a good
He's the Jude
thing to do.
Lawiest Jude I've ever seen.
And you can't take that away from him.
You
Let's take a
really
look
can't.
at the next one. Oh, cool. So we're getting Jude Law as well in that green outfit that we saw in the behind-the-scenes leaked photos of Carol. So this is like the Kree commander arsenal uniform, and also you get Ronan, Mr. Lee Pace.
Yeah, and they're with the director. Which, quick question for you?
Yes.
What if you had to guess? She's saying what here?
Think if you were purple, what would that be like? Think about that headspace.
You think about
Yeah.
that.
You think about that for a second,
think
Buster
about
Brown.
that. Yeah.
Next photo.
I agree.
Oh, this one's pretty cool. And it also looks like an album cover.
What for which band?
Skrulls.
The Skrulls. I love them.
They're a beach
What
band.
was that song came out of theirs last week?
Classic.
It's a classic from last week.
I'm really good at improv because it usually takes me
Wow,
just a second to think
wow,
about
he
it.
couldn't hand me at all.
Here it
DJ,
is.
help! DJ, what was the name of the song?
What was the name of the song?
No, I'm just excited about this picture. I think the Skrulls look dope.
Yeah, they do look dope.
Yeah, I think they're really cool. I think it's a fun design. I'm interested to see. It's cool to see them a part of the MCU. It's interesting to see them introduced in a context that does not include the Fantastic Four, because that's normally the usual gateway to get to Skrulls. So,
What do you think about them not having those pajama stocking things on their head?
you know, this is another situation where if you go online, there's a lot of like online fan edits of like, "Ooh, I improved it," where they make it look, they have that stuff, and I'm like, no,
I didn't like it.
No, you didn't. It's fine. They're fine the way they are. They look good.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm pretty sure that the person in the foreground of this picture is Ben Mendelsohn, but I can't be positive because it seemed that way based on the article, but I can't tell.
Hollywood is really loving Ben Mendelsohn right now. He's
Yeah.
got Star Wars, he's got Ready Player One, and now he's made his way into the MCU and maybe into other MCU movies if the Skrulls like end up being in other movies, because you can do a million stories with them.
And maybe into our hearts.
I think that's why he's working so hard to attain our love. And guess what, Ben? You earned it. At least from this side of the table.
Thanks, Ben.
Let's take a look at another photo. Ooh, there's our boy.
Benny,
With
Benny, and
both
the Jets.
directors. This is the first time we're in the MCU, at least we're getting two directors. Also, it's Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, and they've worked on things in the past together. It's pretty exciting. Not too much here, except for probably Ben Mendelsohn infiltrating the government. Maybe S.H.I.E.L.D. Maybe there's an early on S.H.I.E.L.D. infiltration. Very excited to get to us because I have some theories for Avengers 4. But let's keep going.
Look at those cars in the background.
Ooh, I'm a big fan of this style.
Yeah. Are you a Nine Inch Nails fan?
I didn't listen to it because I wasn't born when they were popular.
Cool. Good talk.
Thank you.
I'm obsessed with the 90s. If you guys didn't know, I'm currently wearing you can't see this because you're not on me, but I'm going to do it anyway for effect. I'm wearing my Doc Martens right now.
Check it out.
There we go.
You're welcome.
God, that was so talented of me. And so I'm stuck in the 90s for sure. So I have, first of all, just like outfit envy because I want this. Second of all, she looks great and cool.
And she's wearing a shield hat, which is pretty cool as
yeah,
well.
that is cool. It's interesting.
Yeah, because it's inconspicuous. It's like, oh, that probably person is not someone important because they're not wearing a government-issued hat. That's probably something undercover.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Also, I kind of want that hat.
Me too. But let's check out another photo because there's a bunch. They released so many. Oh, there she is. She's in her old Air Force days.
I guess that she hung around a lot of pilots to study. Is that what you call it?
Yeah. Do a little studying for the role. As we also got another actress. I have her name right here. Lashana Lynch's character. If you actually pull up the photo for Maria Photon Rambeau, there she is, which is so cool because this actually ties back to a character from Marvel Comics who had the mantle of Captain Marvel before. Actually, she had the mantle of Captain Marvel before Carol did.
That's really cool.
But Maria Photon Rambeau is the mother, or at least this is what people are figuring out based on this photo, to Monica Rambeau, who is Spectrum in the comics. She was Captain Marvel. She's got energy-based powers, kind of like Carol does, and that's really cool that she's being introduced so early on. I don't think. My guess is that Lashana Lynch does not make it out of this movie, but there's
Probably not.
Probably
but
not.
But then she can pass down those aviators, and I know who wants them. This gal.
Or her daughter.
Okay, that too.
Yeah, we'll see. You know what? Let's see who gets it when we go to court.
It's kind of a toss-up.
There's a lot of really cool photos here. I'm very excited. And
it made me so excited for this movie.
Because I think we have a wide shot of her costume as well. Like, it's just her in, like, the desert, and it looks, this is an amazing photo. And I love the details where, like, I like the way the lines are used, because sometimes, like Flash and Arrow, sometimes they, like, you see them use line work, and you're like, it just seems too busy. But this feels like it's just enough.
It looks like they made it on her body.
Yeah,
like
so
it's
cool.
perfect for her shape, where the lines are and all of that. And I think I love the belt. I love the
gauntlets?
yeah, I love it all.
Yeah.
I love it all.
It doesn't feel like too sexualized either, which is cool. And it feels like, and it's just a cool take on like the green version of the suit that we saw as well. I'm excited to see Jude Law, if he actually is Captain Marvel, which a lot of people are speculating, who is the original Captain Marvel, what that means. What does it mean that she's been in space and on the Kree homeworld for so long? It's cool that we're going to see Ronan and Korath, who was, they were both in Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't think they made it out of that movie, so it would be good to see them in their prime.
Because we're going back.
We're going back in time. And then I didn't know the rest of that Back to the Future song. But anyways, here's some quick info on Carol Danvers, because I want to ask you about what you think she's going to be doing in Avengers 4. Here you go.
I want to ask you. I want to ask you about it.
Well, we'll talk about it. But first, Carol's first appearance in comics is Marvel Superheroes number 13, and it came out in March of 1968. And Skrull's first appeared in Fantastic Four number 2 in January 1962. So they're a little bit older than she is. But the Kree-Skrull War, which is what's going to be happening during this movie, which is the reason why she comes back to Earth, has been in comics for so long. It's mentioned all the time. And normally they're shape-shifting aliens, but there's a version of them called Super Skrulls that in Fantastic Four comics, they're able to take their powers. And there's even a story called Secret Invasion, where they're able to take on the abilities of other Marvel characters like Spider-Man or Wolverine or Luke Cage, and like so it's kind of all over the place. And I think we're probably going to see them take her abilities or take the Kree's abilities in some way. But if you held on to those characters and just annihilate all the Skrulls in this movie, you could have them.
Well, no way did you annihilate all of them.
Usually they're like on the brink of like annihilation, like constantly in the comics for some reason. It's like there's always like 5 left, and you're like, why? Where are they? They're like it's a whole race of people. That's so confusing.
It was like the potato famine.
Exactly.
Probably that's
whatever
what
the
took them out.
intergalactic version of that.
You know what my entire goal is with every single thing I say on this show?
Go on.
To try to see if I can get DJ to smile. It doesn't happen very often where I say something that he thinks funny enough, and that one didn't work. I'll keep trying though.
Yeah, we'll keep workshopping, and if you guys have suggestions, let us know in the chat down below. Thank you for pulling up DJ's cam. He's like his mouth just might be closed. But anyways, I want to ask you, actually, we can kind of open it up, because I actually have some fun theories for how Carol could be making her big entrance into Avengers 4, because I hope they don't do this, and I think they kind of did a better job of kind of reworking this in Wonder Woman, but having a love interest in this movie. I think there's some motivation to her leaving Earth, because I think Jude Law and her have a deeper relationship than we think, and or than we would think from comic book history. And I think he dies, and I think that leads her to need to go back to the Kree homeworld and become like their protector or whatnot.
Are you not concerned that that's too similar to Wonder Woman?
There are similarities. She doesn't go home, but she goes in hiding. So she's still in action, and she's still being an awesome like badass out in space. But she's just going back to what her job was, because in this movie they're establishing that they're jumping right into it. She's already a Kree warrior, and or whatever she is. She's already a warrior for another planet. Earth is like second fiddle to what her story is. So she doesn't really care that much. She still cares, but not as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, we've seen Steve Trevor in the previews for Wonder Woman, so unclear if he actually did die at this point. So maybe it is different.
Yeah, not sure. But like with this movie, I think we could see a motivation for her not to stay on Earth.
Okay.
Yeah, and it could be that Ben Mendelsohn or the Skrulls or something are the reason for his death, but we see her leave, and it's kind of either her own like mission, kind of like in comics and DC, Superman sometimes just goes out into space to figure out like what did happen to Krypton. Is it just rocks out there, or are there people there? You know,
Curiosity
you don't know.
Killed the cat, though.
He usually doesn't die ever.
No, well, sometimes.
Sometimes he does, until he's not.
Until he's not.
That's important. But I think what we're going to be seeing is that come Avengers 4, here's my theory. I think there's going to be a response. She's going to be responding to either the distress call from Tony Stark on Titan, or more probably Xandar being totally annihilated, because in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, the whole problem with Ronan is because the Kree and the Xandarians are doing a treaty, and he's a religious like fanatic, he's a freak, and so he's like not okay with them ever intermingling in any way, because he wants pure Kree bloodlines, whatever that means. I think that she's not going to be on the same camp as him because he's a religious radical or whatever. I think we're going to see her responding to whatever happened on Xandar, but she's a little too late. And then that's
When you say responding, you mean
going to help, but there's nothing she can do. Or in Avengers 4, a lot of complaints for Infinity War was that like some people were like, it would have been cool to see what happened on Xandar. Maybe she was there, and maybe things didn't go so well for her. Like,
what are your theories on what she's actually going to be able to do, though? Because everybody at this point is like, she's going to save the world.
She's going to be the one who can take Thanos on, and it's actually like a fair fight, like between the two of them. Because we saw in Infinity War that like doesn't matter what you hit him with, they barely even cut him. They barely did anything to him. Hulk didn't really do anything to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think this is
he barely hulked.
Barely.
So.
They were going to at least get 50% more Hulk in this movie.
Yeah.
That's important to write down.
That's a specific number, too.
Mm-hmm. I promise
53.4.
At least that much. But I'm thinking that we could get Carol taking on Thanos like mano a mano, and I don't know if there's going to be much emotional stake for her except for what happened on Earth. Actually, maybe. Because of the events of Infinity War, that's a universe-wide thing. So she does have personal stake now in what happened.
Do you think that somebody could be still there from the 90s? Somebody that we have...
I think Maria's daughter is someone that she could care about. And she's also getting notified. I mean, like we know, like, and I'll mention this, she did get the beeper. Yeah. So she does have an idea of where she needs...
Status,
exactly.
For sure.
Beep.
Call me, beep me, if you want to reach me, if you want to page me, it's
beep,
okay.
Beep, 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 beep. Is that it?
No.
No, it's not. You know what I'm talking about. There's it.
What's the what is it?
What's the sitch?
What's the sound?
This is important. We'll find it. We'll work on it.
Wait, I know it.
Here, you think about it. But actually, I think that's what's going to bring her back to Earth. But I think she's going to have a lot at stake because either she's protecting...
Did it.
That's what it is.
That's it. True.
It's for that. That's a true in the chat, please, and thank you.
That was brutal.
But what do you think? What's one thing that you want to see when she shows up in Avengers 4? Or what do you think her entrance specifically is? Because she's got the beeper. She knows there's a universe-wide threat. I think, though, she's going to have something. She's going to be responding to what happened on Xandar because of that treaty. And it's a way of them doing a really good job of kind of connecting everything that's happened in the Marvel universe so far.
I want her to be in the first scene of the movie. I want her to open up the entire film.
That's cool.
And I think that would be an awesome way to get her involved because I've had this bad feeling recently that we're going to avoid her for a little bit in the film and not have her come in until a little later, like, surprise. But because we waited until the very last second to show that that's not what it sounds like there. I think that it'd be really cool to just see her open it and have her like devastated.
I think so.
I like to open on a sad note.
It is. Hey, it's more fun that way.
Yeah.
We
kind of did that with this past one with everything that was happening with Thor's life. So
true. It was.
I didn't want to give too many spoilers, but you guys are probably.
We're kind of going all over the place with like keeping it pretty spoiler free overall, but then that's pretty good on us. High five.
I love a good high five.
I want one moment though where she makes a crater. Either she's fighting Thanos and takes him into like the ground, like from space.
That's cool.
That'd be cool because he's got the gauntlet, maybe, and then you have her with her superpowers. She's basically like Superman. She's like crazy strong, or you get her crash landing on Earth or something like that. Because could you imagine if the characters
really
that are
cool
on Earth discover her? Like it would be crazy. It would be so cool.
And they're like questioning who is this person, good or bad.
Yeah.
Let's kill her.
I wouldn't be there. What a dark beginning to that movie.
What do you guys think? Is Sam right about how Captain Marvel is going to make her way into Avengers 4? Do you want her to come in early, or are you thinking she's more of a second half player? Let us know in the comments below.
Make sure you like, comment, hit that bell notification so you make sure you get little notifications when new videos come out. They're fresh. They're for you. They're a little present from all the boys and girls over at Only Stupid Answers. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.